beautiful winter's evening. The sun's just going down, and before it does, not only am I admiring this place, but doing a bit of endangered tree planting. This right here is a Serbian spruce, obviously native to Serbia. They're found in just a tiny area, and they are endangered in the wild and threatened of extinction. Despite this, they're actually really popular in the Christmas tree industry, and thousands, if not maybe millions of them die every year because little porch plants like this are discarded after Christmas and just thrown away, or they're chopped down as actual large Christmas trees to go in people's houses, which for an endangered tree is just an absolute disgrace. As you can see, there's a lot of woodland around here. It's a great place for this species to colonise and be safe. There's more woods over that way where I've done tree planting in the past. However, I've already planted 5 Serbian spruce down by the lake in the past. I want to build up the population so that there's a breeding population of this endangered tree here in Doncaster. So without further ado, I'm going to take you down there and we're going to get planting. So here is one of the 5 Serbian spruce which I previously planted here, and it's just by the lake, as you can see. But well, you can tell just from here it has been grazed. There are a couple of native deer species in the area, and there's also cows that sometimes graze here. So I'm wondering whether I should move the other 5 trees at another date, or I might do it today. It's the perfect time of year to do it. As long as I dig all the roots up, I can get them behind the fence in the actual woods, and they might be better in there. But we're going to plant the other one first. Before I do, just take a look at that. I do love this time of year. Early winter, just before it gets really cold, but there's still that rugged beauty about the landscape. The lake is slightly frozen. We've had -1 today, but it's still not too cold. So we've got the planting hole dug out. We are just at the edge of the lake, but we're behind the anti-grazing fence, so hopefully this tree won't succumb to the same grazing pressure as the other spruce trees. It's very heavy clay here, but one of the reasons the industry likes this tree so much is that they can tolerate most soil types, including heavy clay. But before I plant him, I'm going to add some leaf fall in there, just to create a nice fertile layer for him to sink his roots into. That'll rot away over the winter, and when he starts growing in the spring again, he'll have some fertile soil to get his roots into. So the tree's in the ground now, as you can see. He's looking really good. I actually dug the hole a little bit too deep, but that's okay. I've just left some of the soil out because I don't want to bury his trunk. But yeah, it's in a planting hole, it's covered over nicely. There's a healthy root ball in there, and he really is in a stunning place. Great location, just on the edge of this woodland, but behind the grazing fence, anti-grazing fence, just looking over this lake. And in an evening you do get some great sun over here. As you can see, the sun is setting, but especially in the summer, this nice open area here, it's going to be a prime location for him. As it turns out, 4 of my 5 trees, which are just on the other side of the fence, seem to have been grazed right down to the stump. They are, by the looks of it, dead. So what I'm going to do is move the last one behind this fence also. It's a great shame because it's an endangered tree, and in this country they only exist in parks and gardens really. Millions of them die for the Christmas tree industry and for gardening industry, and it's a shame because it's an endangered species. So I just wanted a breeding population here in the UK. I thought it's a great serene location for them, well out of the way of other people who could do them harm, but there's nothing you can do to stop wildlife getting them, I'm afraid. Especially conifer out here. It's literally nearly 100% broadleaf deciduous trees here, and so conifers was always going to be a nice nutritional meal for a cow or a deer. So yeah, we're going to move the other tree behind this fence now. Right guys, so the saga continues. We found one of our dead trees, Serbian spruce. It's been grazed away. You can see where it's bitten off before. He did recover from his original bite, but it seems to have gotten the better of him. Then if you can see there's mould on the top, so he's obviously been infected when he got grazed. The other 3 trees, I have no idea where they are. They've completely gone. They've been completely grazed away, which leaves us with just the one healthy tree, which we are going to move behind the fence. Right guys, I've got the surviving tree in the ground, now behind the anti-grazing fence. There's not a lot of space in between him and the other one, the new one. That's okay, these trees grow very thin, very conically. They don't need a lot of room, and in the wild they do grow literally right next to each other. Over Christmas season I will be buying some more like this one and planting them out here, because I just think it's absolutely crazy that we value this species so much in the industry, but we refuse to save it in the wild. They're so various as well, as you can see. Sorry, variable, not various. This one's very light in colour, it's got short needles. This one, however, has been grown at home by myself, and it's been grown in the UK. This shop bought one, it's obviously a lot darker, the needles are much bigger. I know it's an older plant, and it's spent more time in care of people, but this one was grown in Germany, and you can just see the difference. Gorgeous little tree, but very dark in comparison to the homegrown British one. But you can see they are the same species. You can see the similarities. Right now in the UK there are millions of these trees waiting to be sold or being sold as Christmas trees. They'll end up on people's porches, in conservatories, even inside their houses. We can't save the ones that have been cut down, but for small ones like this one, destined to be porch plants for a season, we can save them. We can buy them and plant them out in the wild like this. We can create breeding populations of Serbian spruce in this country. Just in case any eagle-eyed visitors do come to this remote part of Yorkshire, I've put a little sign here